Going on, everybody? Toby here. I wanted to talk about this bust that I started this weekend. I'm pretty happy with this one. This was kind of a last-minute decision let me start my timer here. I set a timer, so we're not going to go crazy long videos. That's going to be kind of the new norm. But anyway, I got this new bust that I was working on this weekend, and it's one of those busts that sometimes when I get to pushing the clay, things just happen, and it just happens real quick. And so I'm really happy with this one so far. I have zero idea what I'm going to call it. Kind of some sort of a defected face, and I'm not really sure what's going on. I just was having a good time working with it, so it's kind of taken on its own life of its own, and so I'm running with it, and I'm just gonna work on this here for a few minutes tonight, just to push some clay around. Hope everybody's had a good day today. I know I did. Beautiful weather here today. I've adjusted this camera a little bit, so hopefully it's a little tighter in on the view here, so everybody can see it a little better. Still can't get super close because I could adjust it in the settings, but by the time I get those adjusted, it'll I'll move it out of range or move it down, and it'll get blurry. So one of the things I wanted to talk about was I've got these two rakes that I made. This is obviously a much larger one, and then this is a finer guitar string. Think of this as 220 sandpaper, and this is like 400 or more. But I really like this one, but there's a problem. I don't know where the guitar string went that I had. I just bought a brand new guitar string, and I was able to make this little tool out of it. And the problem is that my hand is much bigger than the tool itself, so it has a tendency to jab me in my hand when I'm working with it. So I need to go find that guitar string or go buy new ones and make a new loop with a longer handle. This handle here is nice. It's got a good long handle on it. So, but I really like this fine guitar wire because you can really get in there and not only can you get in tight and smooth and blend, but you can also sculpt with it. You can use the edges because it is so small. You can just get in there and dig, and then just rake it across there, and it blends it right in. Really nice. I really like that. And then of course this the lighter fluid helps as well, as you'll see here in a second as I run this lighter fluid across the surface. It just blends in very nicely. So I'm very, very happy with the way this clay works with this lighter fluid, and good stuff. The photo that I was actually looking at for references around these eyes was an older gentleman, and in the photo he had real heavy bags, and I didn't quite make them as heavy as the bags that he had in his because I wasn't sure where I was going to go with it, but that's why this looks a little more dominant and defined than the norm. Actually, I'm going to let that kind of cure up for a few minutes. This ear is obviously, this one needs to be more finessed to match this one here. I'm digging this ear. I really like the layout there, so I just need to mirror that. Looks like we got ourselves a little bit of fine tuning back here I gotta do. This is a great little tool as well. It's got a nice round end to it, and then a nice kind of a knife edge to it on this end. I should take this to work or use my Dremel tool and really finesse this tool and make it much more sharper and defined. But I got a handpiece at work, and it is really nice. It just, I can look at it under my scope and really watch where I'm going with the fine-tuning of this. I could do it with my Dremel, but maybe I'll just take this to work tomorrow. It's funny, I did a video, I think a year ago, and on sculpting an ear, and it was just a simple time-lapsed video, but I was going through my all my stats of my YouTube channel, and that's my most viewed video, and so I thought that was interesting that it was just a simple time-lapsed video footage of me sculpting an ear with my GoPro, and that is my most viewed video. I think I've got, you know, 1,000 or 1,500 views on it in the short time that it's been on. So maybe I ought to do another sculpting tutorial on ears, but just in this setup. It'll be easier for people to see it, and I can kind of talk our way through it, you know? What do you think? No? Maybe? Alright. Ears are tricky, because there's, not only are you dealing with the way that the ear you know, sits on the head, there's so many different versions and variants that you can do, and there is that issue of symmetrics. So that's always a challenge, to try to get the ear to match this ear on this side. And of course, this ear always looks best for me. Whenever I do a sculpt of an ear or anything on this, I usually start on this side of the face and work my way around. So by the time I get over to this side, I'm trying to mirror image this side over here. So kind of fun. Blending here. Yeah, I really like this this mouth. It's kind of like a tumors and like a it's just been eaten away. So the texture really can be pretty much anything I want it to be, but I like the ability to make it look as real as possible. So I've got lots of different reference photos and stuff of people that have, you know, flesh-eating viruses and diseases and tumors, and my computer's just a joy to look through. Oh well. I want to fine-tune this tongue as well. We might have a hard time seeing the angle here because of the way that the head is shaped and the way the tongue is wrapping in there, but you'll see it. I have to be careful when I'm doing this, these areas here, because these are all undercuts, of course, and I'm not going to do a glove mold, so I've got to be careful because I'm going to be doing just a simple straight mold around it and cut up the back, and it'll peel out. So that silicone can get kind of thick if you're not careful. It'll have a tendency to be thick, and we'll want to catch and pull. So whenever I'm sculpting, I'm always thinking ahead to the molding process, because you could have the most awesome sculpt and it could have unfortunately tons of undercuts, and undercuts are a sculptor's enemy. So I always try to really think ahead, and there's a process to even just thinking ahead to the molding process. What's going to work, what isn't going to work. So you pick up on that over time. You figure out what's going to work and what you can get away with, and also your molding processes, depending on how you do it. glove molds and stuff will just peel right off the back. You slit it right up the back and peel it, and so you're coming off this way, and that really helps. So I could do this one in a glove mold. Maybe I'll do it in a glove mold. I don't know. The Mold Star 16 that I have would give this mold to me in 30 minutes. So the glove mold, because it's a different silicone, I could do it in like 13 hours. So to me, it's kind of a no-brainer when you're dealing with something this small to just go ahead and do a one-part mold where it's just one pour over the top. Let's see, my tool and stuff that I'm looking for is not on the bench, so I'm going to use this one here. So if anybody comes up with a name for this guy, let me know as you're watching this video. If you're inspired and you have a good name, feel free to leave it in the comments. I always am open to suggestions. I was gonna call him the Gnar for obvious funny reasons, but I've already got a bust now that I think about it that I haven't. I've got the molds for it, but I just haven't. I haven't produced a Gnar in a while, so it's still a possibility. I don't know. We'll see. I'll go back and finesse these little fine details around here, but this is just laying in the basic shapes now, so. I'll hit this with lighter fluid. Watch how fast that disappears. Bam. And I'll probably you can see kind of where I've got it scribed, so I might do kind of a scribe this way, or I might just bring it straight down like I did with the other one. I don't know. I kind of like the look of the other one, but this look here is nice. Clean up that neck a little bit. Some nice neck muscle definition in there. Still debating on doing neck wrinkles. I'm not sure yet. Maybe some in there somewhere. Well, and that is our timer. So 15-minute video somewhere in there. But yeah, I like doing these shorter videos. It's kind of nice. Gives you guys a little bit of an insight on what I'm working on in the studio for this evening. And I might break these up into smaller videos too, like multiple parts. I might just cut this off and then start again and film some more and post it. So, But anyway, thank you guys so much for checking this video out. I appreciate you guys. I really appreciate the support and the new likes and the new subscribers that I've gotten over the past few days. So thank you very much for that. And I hope you've been enjoying these videos. I know I have been. So feel free to like and share and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate that support. So anyway, I'll catch you guys in the next video.